So sad. All right. Hello. Good afternoon. Yes. Good afternoon. This is week 18. This is our final gathering for semester 1. And stuff. So we're going to review for your semester exam. I'll do Kahoots game, and then you'll have some time to maybe work on some makeup work or other things with the remainder of the time of the period. So I'll have about half the period worth of stuff to do, and then the other half of the period will be a study hall. All right. So we are, let's jump over and take a look at our final exam schedule, okay? So if we go into Canvas, all right, I posted everything in here. So the final exam schedule is right here. Oh, by the way, if you want to help out Yearbook, they are looking for photos. I just put that one there for fun. All right. So each person can submit up to 3 photos to help with Yearbook. It can be picture of you, things you do, stuff like that. And the link to submit is here. So if you're interested helping out Yearbook and stuff like that, check out this announcement, and you could be in the Yearbook. Okay, so final exam, semester 1 final exam information. Here's the schedule. I'm also sending out an email on Sunday and stuff. So this will come via email. And again, I'll do a post on Monday that will have, again, all this information just reminding you, okay? So Monday is period 1 and 2, the 11th. Tuesday is period 3 and 4. Wednesday the 13th, period 5 and 6. So right now, like I'm recording, this is period 5. So you would be on Wednesday. And then Thursday is 7 and 8. So teachers are available on exam days. So whatever the first exam, 1, 3, 5, 7, whatever that day is, that teacher would be available from like 9 to 9:30. And then the second exam, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10:45 to 12:15. So like right now, this class period 5. So on Wednesday, I would be available during exam 1 period right there. So if you wanted to drop in, and you would just use the class code. Okay, so the class code we come to every day. I'll sit in there for an hour and a half. I'll really just be grading and doing final grades if you need anything. Otherwise, you go take your exam, right? And the exam is open for 24 hours. So it opens at 12 a.m. on the day it's assigned, and it closes at 11:59. You must be done by 11:59, not starting it at 11:59, because it will close down even if you're in the middle of it, okay? And that's worth 10% of your grade. So the exam, let's take a look at it. So when I say that, I mean just the information on it, okay? I'm not gonna, when we do the Kahoots, they are questions from the exam. Okay, so here's the exam. It is 75 questions. You have about 2.5 hours to take it, 1 attempt. Okay, so it's 75 questions. You have about 2.5 hours, and you get 1 attempt. Okay, any questions on that? So it is all multiple choice. There's no free response, so it's all multiple choice. Okay, so that means you'll get your score immediately and stuff. And I've given you the study guide, which I went through and kind of pulled main points from each part of section of the exam as much as I could. Okay, so here's the link. This is to your study guide. So go ahead and open this up. Let me know that it opens for you. Somebody give me a thumbs up or just let me know. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so it's not the longest study guide ever. I tried to, instead of pulling everything from the semester, which would be pages and pages and pages, okay, I tried to go through and pull kind of some main points from each section. So is it everything? No, but it's a good chunk of the things you need to know. So you could still go back if you like to do additional review and you're somebody who really likes to really prepare, then going back and looking at the individual quiz or the assessment notes, those can also always be really helpful. So what I mean by that is, sorry, I gotta stop yawning. On the module page, what you can do is you go to the lesson and recording, and whatever the lesson, because remember, it's over all of first semester. Okay, so going all the way back to module 1, lesson 1. So if you click on that, there's your review sheet, okay, for module 1, lesson 1. And so you can go back and you can look at those review sheets. Okay. Oh, there's the many faces of Mrs. Hall, right? The many faces. Okay. There's module 1, lesson 2. There's the review sheet. Okay. So those are also great resources that look a little bit more normal. Week 2. See week 3. Oh, back to crazy. That's a little crazy. All right, module 1, lesson 3, review sheet. So you can go to that corresponding week if there's something that you want to do more review on. You can pull it from there, okay? Any questions on notes, reviewing before we do our Kahoots or go over this? Yes, you can use the notes on the exam. So let me repeat that. Yes, you can use the notes on the exam. So fill up the chat. Can you use notes on the exam? Yes or no? Thank you, Tamia. Thank you, Elena. Come on, folks. Yes or no? Can you use notes on the exam? Thank you, Jeremiah. Yes, 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 yes. You can use notes. Okay. And I've provided them to you. So that's that link right there. So if you lose the link, yes, you can make your own if you want. Yes, you can make your own. Okay. Or you can take this and you can do file, make a copy, and then you could add to it if you wanted. So you could make your own, or you could always go in and you could edit this and add to it if you wanted. Okay. So yeah, up to you. All right. Won't hurt my feelings. Okay. Okay. So the other place that you can find the review sheet for the exam is on the week 18. Okay, there it is. Okay, so there's the study guide and then again, the Kahoots game that we're going to do. All right, so again, the notes are always on the corresponding lesson and recording page. Okay, any questions? Oh, sorry, it's right there. Sometimes I have to remember to change the page that I'm sharing, okay? So it's right there, the study guide and the review, Kahoots review. Okay, so we're good? All right, and again, I will have a post on Monday that reminds you of the times and has the review sheets in it, and then also an email is going out on Sunday that tells you your specific time and again has the review sheets and stuff linked to it, okay? So now all I have left really is I have a Kahoots game, okay? So you can do your best. I would absolutely participate. These are straight from the test bank, okay? So the test bank's very large. I pulled 20 questions and again, tried to kind of pull from throughout the test, but these are straight from the test bank. So these are questions you will definitely see on the test. So there's every reason to participate, all right? Because you're literally getting to see questions from the test. While we do this, 100%, go ahead and use the notes page, okay? You can totally do that. If you want to later, you could go through color code this or change up the formatting. It's up to you if you wanted to do that or not, okay? And again, I linked the Kahoots review also there if this is something you want to go back and do. All right, so without further ado, let's participate. Let's have a little fun, end off the semester right. All right, so let's do... Hanging on there. Okay, once you see the code, I will stick it in the chat as well. Please join. All right. The more creative your little emojis, the better. That's so cute. Lena, I like the Elvis hair. Okay, please join. Oh, I like the eye patch. Our matey. Maya, you are a cool kangaroo. Is that a kangaroo? Looks like a kangaroo to me. Come on, folks, please join. This is for you, not for me. Let's have some fun. Come on, I have 17 people in here, 4 people in the Kahoots game. Let's go. Come on, come on. Come on, let's go. Please join. This is a small thing to ask. This is literally questions off of the test. And there's a lot of you that need to do well on this semester exam. So let's go. Come on. Edwin, where are you in this? Maddie, where are you in this? Kendall, where are you? Thank you, Ladybug. Terrence, where are you? Please join. Amy, I don't know who a mess is, so it could be Anthony, where are you? Join. Brooke, join. Declan, Darion, please join. Haley, Jasmine, Jeremiah, Kendall, Lance, let's go. You're a cool chick, right? Come on, folks, let's join. Go. Yeah, you don't have to use your real name. You can use numbers. Let's go. Please join. All right. Thank you, Ghost. There you go. The emoji. Ghost having a party. Oh, headphones on. Don't want to hear me talk. All right. And awesome. All right, let's get one more and let's do this. Come on. You guys know you're like pulling teeth. You guys are killing me. I shouldn't have to beg. But here I am. Teacher / professional beggar. Come on. Thank you. Yay. All right. I feel like a professional beggar. You guys want to make someone feel rejected right here. All right. Jeez. This is what you do when you break up with people. You just ignore them. You're just like, you're messing with them. That's not nice. Not nice. All right. Let's get started. We can't take any more rejection. Thank you to everyone who joined. People watching this recording are like, golly, teachers these days. All right, here we go. Answer, take a guess. All right. These are literally questions from the test. The organization works for the common good, government, immigrants, children. So it's referring to like the government. The government works for these. So the organization works for what? The common good, the government, immigrants, or children. Who should it be working for? Who should the organization be working for? Kind of a general question. Take your best guess. The common good. Yes, the common good. So the whole goal, and when we say common good, that should be the most people that we can. Okay. If we're meeting the needs of 1% at the expense of the 99%, we're not doing what's best for the common good, right? The common good needs to be what's best for the most people we can in society. Now, not every single thing we do is going to meet every single person's need, right? But the goal when we're doing things is to try to meet the needs of the common good as much as possible. Very good, Lena. So the points are for answering correctly and then also how quickly you respond. So if you got the right answer, but you feel like you're a little lower, then trying to answer a little bit faster, that'll help bump the score. All right, let's do this. Blank are something that cannot be taken away from people, even at the hands of the government. I push this a lot. Civil rights, social rights, inalienable rights, general rights. What is something that cannot be taken away from people, even at the hands of the government? The only way they can be limited is if you are, you break the law, you commit a crime or something. What are those rights? So it's inalienable rights. You can take pictures of these if you want, okay, to help you out. So inalienable, so remember that's life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, okay? So it's those inalienable rights that literally Thomas Jefferson stole from John Hobbes and put in the Declaration of Independence. Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, okay? That we are all born with this and have the right to life, freedom, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Now, it doesn't guarantee our happiness. We have some skin in that game, right? The government can't guarantee everything for you, but it is our right to pursue. So maybe that's a career in something, or maybe you want to travel, or you want to build a business, or you want to be, I don't know, you want to be a singer, whatever you want to be, you have the right to pursue it. All right, very good. Nina staying on top. When did Congress announce the adoption of the Declaration of Independence? So basically what year? July 3rd, 17, well, date. July 3rd, 1775, July 31st, 1780, July 5th, 1776, or July 4th, 1776. Hopefully you know this. We celebrate it every year. And we talked about this the very first week of class. July 4th, 1776. Yes, so July 4th was when it was signed, ratified, and accepted. Basically, all these colonists coming together saying like, all right, we're really doing this. We're really going to mail it. It's kind of like you write the email, but you haven't pushed send yet. Once you actually push send, it's like, well, no taking it back now. All right. So July 4th, 1776, which is our Independence Day, right? 4th of July, where we celebrate then officially sending the breakup letter. Declaration of Independence is a breakup letter with Britain. And that's where we kind of see the very beginning of as an independent nation. All right, nice job. Here we go. What percent of states' budgets come from the federal government? Okay, this was on one of our quizzes. Is it 10%, 15, 35%, or 45%? And I believe this is on the study guide. So again, if you're using the study guide, that can be helpful. Take a guess. If you're not sure, just take a guess. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to go back. So it is 35%. So what they mean by that is like, let's say the state of Nevada, our budget. So if our budget's $1,000, obviously it's a lot more than that, but whatever 100% is, you know what I mean? So let's say it's $1,000, then that means that 650 of it comes from within the state and $350 comes from the federal government. 35% of whatever that total, about 35% of it comes from the federal government. So the states usually come up with about 60 to 65% of their own money. So that could be through income tax or sales tax, property taxes, gas tax, different ways they collect money within their state, DMV registration, and then the rest comes from federal tax and they give to us, okay? So that could be through schools, that could be roads, that could be different programs, things like that. All right, we have a new leader. A mess, you're on fire. Who is responsible for the federal budget? Now remember, this isn't who approves it, this is who writes it, okay? And we had this question before on one of your quizzes, and it was on a Kahoot. So we should be familiar with this question, or if not, then you want to be familiar with it, okay? Who's responsible for making the federal budget and overseeing it? They don't approve it, Congress approves it, but who makes it? Who's responsible for it? That is the president. So the president, because of all the cabinets, that's where the money gets spent. All those cabinet members, different agencies come to the president, say, this is how much money I need. Okay, the president puts it all together with their team, okay, sends it to Congress. If Congress approves it, then Congress writes the check, sends the money to the president, and the president gives it to the agencies and carries it out. All right. 176, you're moving up. Mess, you're there. Ladybug, you're doing good. Lena, Tamia. All right, it's anybody's game. Here we go. What is jurisdiction, or where is jurisdiction of the federal government defined? So what article of the Constitution? Article 2, Section 3, Article 3, Section 2, Article 1 in the whole Constitution. I believe this is also in the review sheet. All right, it's Article 2, Section, or Article 3, Section 2. Article 3, Section 2. So this is, again, where if you have the study guide up, let's find it. I bet, oh, here's the July 4th one. Inalienable rights, life, liberty, and property. There's right there, unalienable rights, common goods. That was the very first one. I'm telling you, 35%. I'm telling you, these are in the study guide. All right, so a lot of this, I'm telling you, I pulled it straight off of. Let me find article. Here we go. Article 3, Section 2 is where the jurisdiction of courts is defined. All right. So these things are in here. So hopefully you're using it and giving it a try. All right. Okay. All right. Mess yourself there. Lena moved up. Ladybug 176 to me. You guys are holding on. All right. Here we go. Federal judges are appointed by presidents and confirmed by who? Okay, so president appoints judges, but what other body confirms them, meaning kind of looks at them, makes sure they're good to go, and then swears them in. Actually hires. House of Representatives, Senate, states, or vice president. And that is the Senate. Yeah, the Senate does that. Okay. So it's the same is true for diplomats, right? The president will appoint, but the Senate approves. And I also believe that is in the review sheet. Okay, here we go. Which amendment of the Constitution has played a key role in clarifying equality? All right. The 9th Amendment, 19th Amendment, 14th, or Bill of Rights? Which amendment has clarified equality? I'll give you a hint. It's after the ending of slavery, which is the 14th Amendment. So we ended slavery. Now we have to redefine how we determine equality, which is the 14th Amendment. So the 14th Amendment goes a long way for that. The 19th Amendment is voting rights. Okay. So that, and not that that's not about equality, but that's a very specific issue. General equality. What is a citizen? Who's considered a citizen? You know, how people should be treated. The 14th Amendment is more broad and full scope of that topic than the 19th Amendment. And I believe that's on the review sheet. All right, Mess, you are on fire. Here we go. Several blank within environmental groups have joined together to save spaces of land. This is a vocab question. Actions, people, ideas, criminals. There's quite a few vocab questions also. And again, I think this is on the review sheet. This, I remember going over, this is a really recent one. Good. Factions. So factions are independent groups or parties of people. So sometimes different groups or factions will join together, right? And the common agreement on a cause, because there is power in numbers. And if your group's small, if you can join with others, there is power in numbers when you're trying to push a movement. All right. Nice job. Identity theft is only one potential blank of oversharing information. Okay, so is that prize, advancement, repercussion, or excitement? Some typos. Go in and fix. What do we got? And that's repercussion. Yeah, so that's possible outcome. And repercussion usually is referring to a negative outcome, right? Repercussion would mean kind of consequence or a negative outcome. All right, here we go. Jeremiah, you are on a 3-answer streak. Nice job. Blank had the biggest environmental impact on clean water. We just did this in 5.3. Rachel Carson, Barack Obama, Betty Ford, or more pollution. Sure, more pollution really helps with clean water. Don't choose green. Yeah, we just did this one. We just covered this last week. And it's in the review sheet. You guys, Rachel Carson, she had the biggest impact on clean water, right? With her Silent Springs, and she kind of started the environmental movement. All right. So Betty Ford was the first lady and Barack Obama was the president. They did not have the biggest impact on clean water. It doesn't mean they didn't care about clean water, but Rachel Carson is the correct answer. All right. Nice job. Mess and Lena. Keep it up, everybody. All right, here we go. 8 more. Blank cannot ratify treaties. That is done by Congress. So who cannot ratify treaties? They can work on writing treaties, but they can't ratify it. Is that the president, voters, city mayors, or immigrants? So that is the president. So the president can write treaties, the president can negotiate treaties, but ratify means to like sign it. Ratify means to make it law, to make it official. Congress has to do it. So it's again another example of that checks and balances between different parties. Okay, good job. 179, you did well. Humanitarian aid makes up about blank of foreign aid packages. All right, this was specifically on one of our quizzes and we talked about it. 20%, 50%, 15%, or 10%. It's on the review sheet for that week, and I also believe it's on the review sheet for the exam. Again, if you're not looking at the review sheet, why? Like, look at it. It can be helpful. 10%. Yes, so 10% of humanitarian aid, Foreign aid packages make up about 10% of humanitarian aid budget. So that would mean like food, water, medical supplies, clothing, things sent into disaster zones or war zones or areas of crisis. All right, Lena, on top, here we go. The first 3 cabinet positions were, so we have so many cabinet positions. We have over 17 cabinet positions now. What were the very first 3 though? Defense, finance, and some errors. I'll go and fix these. Transportation, agriculture, defense, foreign affairs, agriculture, and the IRS. Finance, that should say war and foreign affairs. Yes, that should say war. Finance, war, and foreign affairs. Okay, I got to go in and edit this. Made a few mistakes. Oh, Lena, back on. Lena's holding on. Here we go. 5 more. Almost all new bills are sent to blank to be considered. First to be considered. So this is blank new bills, meaning like new laws or proposed laws, which is a bill. Where do they go first? They go to the president, committee, vice president, or the Senate. Where are they first sent when a bill becomes a law or in the process of a bill becoming a law? Very first place. That would be committee. That would be committee. So within the Senate and the House, there are many committees. The reality is that the House and the Senate can't look at every single bill. So they divide them up based on topic to different committees. The committees vote yay or nay. If they pass that first line of defense, the committee, then they're sent to the House or the Senate floor. If they pass there, then they're passed to the next party or the next group. All right. But they start in committee because there are over 10,000 bills that are proposed every year, which is so much to get through. Blake are in support of stronger central government. Anti-federalists, Democrats, Federalists, or Republicans? So who advocated for a stronger central government? Think of Alexander Hamilton, James Madison. We talked about them. When they rewrote the Constitution, they wrote a bunch of these papers. Federalists, yes, Federalists. So Federalists are for a stronger federal government. So it's right there in the name. Anti-Federalists wanted stronger states. Okay, so they were like, we want the states to be more powerful than the central government. So Federalist is for a strong central government. All right, good job. And this back on top. Okay, blank supports stronger state governments and less central control. So the opposite. Federalist, anti-federalist, Republican, or Democrat. Instead of go America, it's go Nevada. They're more for states' rights than for federal. Anti-federalist, good. So federalists are for stronger central government, and then anti-federalists are for stronger state government, states' rights. Okay, just a couple more. Taxes, regulations of commerce, regulations between states are all examples of blank power. Another vocabulary, okay? Enumerated power, implied power, indirect power, or fake power. This is what we did talk about when we talked about the role of the president, that there are 3 different types of power that the president has. And this one's the most obvious or straightforward. That's enumerated power. So enumerated means stated. So it is stated in the Constitution that the government, the president, have the right of taxation, regulation of commerce, regulation between the states. So it's this is clearly stated in the Constitution. So clearly stated means enumerated. It's been enunciated. It's been made very clear and obvious. Implied is secondary, right? So it's not as obvious. It's not written down. It's just implied. Okay. So for example, if I make dinner, it's implied, right, that I'm going to have dishes to do. It might not state that, but it's implied. Enumerated is I'm making dinner. I stated it. I said it. It's there. All right. Holding on. Mess, you're doing good. Lena, Ladybug, 176 to me. Hold on. All right. 2 more questions. John Locke wrote that natural rights included life, liberty, property, life, liberty, religion, life, liberty, happiness, religion, taxes, and communism. So John Locke, the original inalienable rights. Remember, Thomas Jefferson changed it. So what was it originally? Thomas Jefferson changed one of it because we couldn't be Literal, we had to be figurative. So John Locke said life, liberty, property, because in Europe, and John Locke was British, in Europe, if you were middle, lower class, you couldn't legally own property. And so he was saying, like, that's ridiculous. We have the right to be able to purchase property, but it was literally against the law. Thomas Jefferson changed it when he wrote the Declaration of Independence to life, liberty, and happiness, pursuit of happiness, right? Because it's not that anyone couldn't buy property, it's that he didn't want to have this guarantee. Otherwise, somebody's like, where's my property? Like, oh, wait, just a minute. We'd have to be handing out property to every single person. And at some point, that's just not feasible. So they made it more figurative, like you have the right to pursue what makes you happy. So if that's owning property, but we can't guarantee that you'll own property. That's up to you. The minimum score students need on the civics exam to meet the graduation requirement is 65, 80, 60, or 70. You should know this. We went over this so many times. 5 seconds. You should know this. 70%. Yes. So 35 out of 50, which is a 70%. You have to have a 70%. All right. All right. Let's see who made the podium. Number 3. Ladybug. Very good. You're a cool chick. Nice job. You're a cool cat. And 12881. Woo! Great points. Good job. Eye of the Tiger. Oh, you like that? Eye of the Tiger. Good. Honorable mentions. Oh, they went away. Sorry. They didn't stay up there. Nice job, everybody. All right. Misclicked. Oh, I didn't see all this chat. All right. Nice. Just had a whole side conversation while I was talking to myself, huh? All right. Okay, very good. I'm not sure who was 176. You did great. Do they want to fess up? Good job, Brooke. That's good. Good job. Okay. Oh, I had one more thing to share with you. I thought this was funny. No matter how you feel about school right now, think how you'll feel next Thursday when you're done with exams. You thought it was a phone number? It says, so I thought this was kind of funny, so I'll share it with you. All right, I thought that was funny. So think, you're stressed now, but in a week, that's how I feel about fun. Yeah, so in a week, you'll feel so much better. And you'll just be like, whatever. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, so I've been reading the updates on the side. It sounds like they got one perpetrator, and then my husband just texted me. He said possibly located second shooter in a motel. They're surrounding the perimeter now. So SWAT is. So yeah, so hopefully they have they're right now it sounds like one shooter is dead, which gets rid of it, and then the second they're trying to realize, oh, here, I just got another news update. Police are evacuating buildings one at a time. Continued shelter in place. Okay, so I haven't heard anything yet. If there's a confirmed second shooter, it sounds like there's a suspected second shooter right now that they're trying to confirm. That's what's so hard about the active shooters. Obviously, besides the devastation, is the confusion, right? Because you don't know, is there one shooter, is there two? And so sometimes isolating the threat and making sure that you've gotten rid of the threat, and you have to think when people are calling in tips and stuff like that, it's it kind of creates some chaos. My husband used to be on the SWAT team with Henderson. He isn't now because he had a back injury. So when October 1 happened, the strip shooting and stuff, my husband was down there, and it was chaos for hours before they really knew like what was happening. And I remember I didn't go to bed that whole night. I was like up all night, like trying to get text messages, trying to find out what was going on. And for actually a while, they thought there were shooters in multiple casinos because calls were coming from all over the place. So they finally identified, that it was Mandalay Bay and like where it was happening. It was horrible. That was so horrible. But it's always really hard when it's happening, like when it's going down, because there's just a lot of misinformation you don't know, and there's a lot of confusion. So it's kind of sitting back, doing the best you can with the information, and then waiting to kind of see in the hours and day leading, like what actually, how many were there? What's the count, you know, like where did it happen? Because there's often a lot of misinformation and confusion and stuff. But it sounds like hopefully if there is a second shooter that they have them contained and that they will disarm them quickly, I hope. Yeah, it's just horrible. It's all horrible. I don't get it. I just don't. It's really awful. Okay, so as promised, it was going to be about 40 minutes. So the other 40 minutes, or we're in here for a little bit longer and stuff, is just going to be study hall. So if there's anything you need to catch up on, you want to try to raise a grade or something like that, here's what's open. The Module 3 assessment, that's open. Everything closes on the 11th. That's still open. Okay, so the civics exam is open. The Module 3 assessment's open. 5.1, 5.3. Yes, so I've got everything corrected that was submitted yesterday. So make sure you're checking your grade because anything that was submitted from Amnesty Day has been graded. And so your grade should be up to date. All right. Everything was graded as of even an hour ago. Okay. My queue is empty. So your grade should be up to date. So again, if you're still trying to get it up, then get that 100% on the civics exam. Those quizzes, if you have extra attempts, or the Module 3 assessment, those are ways to get extra points and stuff if you need to. Okay, so we have about 30 minutes, so you have some time to work. Friday, you just need to fill out your attendance assignment. And then if you need anything from me, then on Wednesday, this is period 5 when you take your exam. So whatever period, if you're watching this back, you're welcome to come see me during those times that I posted. So let me just share it one more time before I end the recording. So just remember, whatever the first exam is of the day, then that's when you can reach that teacher. Whatever the second exam is of the day. So let's take odd exams are first, even exams are second. That's when you can reach those teachers. And again, we'll just be sitting in a meet and you can use the class code for that. All right. Remember, you are able to use your notes. You can modify them. You can, expand on them. And I encourage you to go back and do the Kahoots review again. I'll go in and edit it real quick. I found like 4 or 5 typos and stuff. So I'll fix that, but still really helpful. Okay. And you can always reach out to me then if you have any questions. All right. I'm going to stop recording.